everyone. Good night, good night, good night. Welcome to another live stream on Creator Flow Live. I'm super excited. If you are new here, my name is Alicia Jacobs, and don't be shy. Introduce yourself inside of the chat. I'm super excited to meet with each and every one of you. Happy Monday, happy new week, all the things. Thank you for tuning into tonight's live stream. I appreciate each and every one of you. So tonight I am going to be doing a live demo. So this is my first time going through Reclaim. I did do some spot checks, but we're going to get into all of that shortly. If you're viewing this on the replay, thank you so much for coming back and watching the replay. I appreciate you. Let me know in the comments if you are a content creator and you struggle with time management. If you're a creative entrepreneur, if you struggle with time management, please let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, there at the end of the live demo, I'm gonna answer your questions, so make sure to drop it in the chat. Quick housekeeping for the live. Please like, share with another content creator that you know that might be burnt out or just stressed or overwhelmed about content and all the things. Share it out with them, and let's get people to remove themselves away from the hustle and burnout and embrace not only technology but also there is always a better way to improve your productivity so you're not so overwhelmed and stressed. And I know as content creators, we have a ton of things that we do. We are the videographers, we are the editors, we're the marketers, we are the writers, and we are our own managers. And more importantly, if you have a business, uh, that's a whole other set of tasks that you have to do. And so when it comes to time management, it's you hear on the in online space, it's important to manage your time. It's important to have a good handle on your time, to have structure in your day. But realistically, for a lot of online business owners, for a lot of creatives, for a lot of content creators, especially those who have a 9 to 5 or they have a business, finding that sweet spot of managing time is very key because it allows you or it's putting you in a place to avoid burnout. Too many creatives are burnt out in these streets. When you see them going, they're either disappearing for months, maybe a year. Some people close down their business, just stop creating content. It's not that they don't want to do it anymore, they're just tired. They're just overwhelmed, and so they have systems that are not effective, or they're doing too much, or they have too much to do but they don't know how to execute it. So there's so many common issues when it comes to time management, and so I'm on a mission this year and for the foreseen future, as God permits, to teach you how to leverage the technology and the tools that are available to us so that we can manage our time. Everybody has 24 hours in a day, and how you effectively manage those 24 hours is going to be very important. You did not leave your 9 to 5 job to work 24/7 in your business or with your content or your creative skills. One of the things that really helped me with time management as a business owner and now really coming into full-time entrepreneurship is having the discipline from corporate come over into entrepreneurship. So a lot of times people ask me like, how is it that you can stay productive? How is it that you can stay consistent? How is it that you're able to execute at a high level? Is because I was able to take that same attitudes and the same principles and the everyday routines that I've developed in corporate because I used to run an IT department. So taking those same principles and applying it inside of my business is what helped me. But one of the things that I've learned, Corporate and entrepreneurship is two different things. So, what I had to learn to do, I had to scale down and simplify a lot of my processes and systems so it doesn't feel overwhelming. If I can do three things effectively between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m., that is what I'm going to focus on each and every day. If you have 100 things to do, realistically, you cannot do those 100 things within 24 hours. That is why we burnt out, right? So, it's the most important thing I want you to take away when it comes to time management is taking that larger list and breaking it down into smaller lists. And so you're able to not only manage your time, but also allocate time to get certain things completed. All right. And so I want to share before I get into the live demo, I want to share what I have recognized and even I have experienced within my business as well as a content creator is the three main time management struggles. And if one out of these three struggles applies to you, please let me know in the chat, whether you're on the replay or you're on the live. Please let me know in the chat. The first thing that most content creators face when it comes to time management is that they have too many things to do, but not enough time. And so, what you find, they have all these great content ideas, they have a ton of things they have to do. If they're running a business, they have client work, especially if they're service providers. They have client work and all the things. And so, what you find that a lot of tasks pile up and build up, and the execution of getting those tasks completed suffers. And so you have a group of people who have a ton of ideas, but they lack execution because they have a ton of things to do in 24 hours. Then you have another set of people who have no structure. And so what you will find that they are inconsistent. All right. You either don't have a structure to your day, you don't have a structure for your week, you don't have a structure for the things that you need to get done. Maybe you have a project to complete, but what happens is that there's so much you have going on with you. And I mean, life happens, life be lifing sometimes, and I get it. But you need to have structure for your business, and you also need to have structure for your life, and having that separated, having life and business separate is going to be important. Sometimes it can flow over into each other, but when you see it starts flowing over into each other, that is where the problem comes because there is no structure. If you know that you're going to work in your business or as a full-time content creator between the a set specific hours, you need to sit down and identify what is your most productive hours, and within those most productive hours, how many tasks can I get completed? All right. And once you're able to do this, you can start structuring your day. So a lot of people fall short where they have no structure, and so they're inconsistent, and they're failing to post content, they're failing to complete projects, they're not meeting deadlines, which equals to no growth, which equals to burnout, which equals to overwhelm, which equals to tiredness, which equals to frustration, and all the things. And so, no structure means no growth, nothing gets done. Then you have a third struggle where work takes over your personal life. There is no boundary and no balance. All right. So, two and three actually are related to each other. Once there is no boundary, you have no balance. And so, what you find when you're supposed to be relaxing or just unwinding or just resting, and a lot of people can sleep, but they're not resting. Again, a lot of people can sleep, but they are not resting. And so you can sleep your full 8 hours, but you still wake up tired. Why is that? Because you're not rested. And so with that is that you don't have clear boundaries as to your cutoff point for work and your personal life begins. One of the things I had to learn very early on in my business is that, listen, just like corporate, we work a 9 to 5, we work 8 to 4:30. After 4:30, when you see you pick up your bag and you head out that door, you don't want to think about work until the next working day. And so I have adopted that in my business. I have clear boundaries and I have like clearly stated those boundaries to my clients because I have a service based business. So I had to clearly state to my clients, listen, these are my working times. This is when you get support. This is when I work on your project. And this is when I do follow up. And I clearly outlined that for them. But also, when it comes to support, you are not going to be texting me or calling me after 6 p.m to ask me something relating to business because I am not on the clock and I have set those boundaries. The same thing with content. As a content creator, yes, ideas are always flowing, inspiration hits anytime. And so, and I think I have recognized it too, is that you can constantly keep going and going and going and going as a content creator and never taking time to breathe, or as my friend would say, touch grass. So you find that you're on the hamster wheel of always creating and keep going and going and going, and life is passing you by while you just trying to keep posting and trying to create content. You need to create balance, you need to create boundaries in your business, in your creative work, as well as your personal life. Take 2 days off. If you had to work this past weekend, choose one random day of the week and just take a day off. The world will not end. Your social profiles will not disappear if you take a day off. Let's be honest here, right? So, taking rest and taking time off is super, super important. Another thing I want you to also remember that you can leverage the very tools that are around you. This is why we have so many different apps, so many different devices. And now with the surge of AI, that there is no excuse why people are not managing their time. All right. And this is why even for me, I've not only created systems within the Apple ecosystem, but also even in Notion as well. But also I have been looking for tools that creators can actually use to help them manage their time or schedule their work without overloading the day. You, again, everybody got 24 hours in the day. I am not spending my 24 hours working. Absolutely not. So, 8 hours is my cutoff point, and I'm trying to get to 4 hours per day. We'll see how that goes. But in order for me to get to those 4 hours per day, I'm going to need to be heavy on systems and structure and be very rigid with that. But again, that is not the case for everyone. So I want to see how AI can actually play a part in helping you to structure your day and schedule your day. And the good thing I love about the AI models that they have, you have motion, you have reclaim, and all these different options that are available, is that it tracks your behavior over time. Although I'm not actively using AI in my systems like Apple Reminders or Apple Calendars, Siri, I have to say to her very quickly before she thinks I'm talking to her, but she pays attention to the things that I'm doing. And if there is a repeat of a specific task over and over, week by week or day by day, she makes suggestions on, okay, you can actually put this as a recurring or use automation in the case to actually set it up so it can be recurring every week or so forth. So what we're going to do, I'm going to switch over my screen and I'm going to walk you through my thought process of choosing solutions to help. as well as a live demo of reclaim.ai. If you've been in the online space, you have seen this pop up at some point as an ad. So this is more or less an add-on for your calendars, and it's currently integrates with Google as well as Outlook or Microsoft Office. All right. So basically, this is our Reclaim AI by Dropbox. And a few things that I look for when I'm choosing a solution is looking for what are the features that are available to me. Of course, if there is a free plan, we start off free. And then once we've maxed out what the capabilities of free, we switch over to a paid subscription. But Reclaim AI actually gives everybody the option to start free. So these are some key features with Reclaim AI. It gives you tasks, smart meetings, scheduling links, calendar sync. It actually allows you to have recurring habits. So if, let's say, there's a specific time you go for a walk for 30 minutes every day, you can put that on your schedule. You can create buffer time tracking. You can have no meeting days, and it also integrates with Slack. All right. So one of the things I do look for with any software solution is that I'm looking not only for the features, but also the pricing page I usually go to, compare what's the yearly and monthly. And with the light, it gives you quite a lot as a starting point for time management. You have one team user. You have one scheduling link. Sorry. You have one smart meeting. Three habits they can track. So if you have a morning routine or an after evening routine, and maybe sometime during the course of the day you have another habit that you would want them to track, you can do so. This is a good starting point, just to have three habits as a starting point and then move forward. One calendar sync, you have limited integrations. So you will get Google Tasks, Slack, Zoom, and Google Meet support in the free plan. But if you want to do an app like Todoist, or Asana, ClickUp, or any other paid plans, you would definitely need to upgrade to do so. Unlimited time tracking. So the main point of people who are looking to level up their productivity is trying to locate how long they spend on specific tasks. So this is good that they do give you the option for time tracking. It does give you unlimited tasks as well as 3 weeks scheduling range. This is a good starting point for free. But if you want to see more and you want to go more in depth, I think the starter is $10 per month per seat. For businesses with large teams, it's $15 per seat. And if you notice with the starter, it's $10 per seat, and you can have up to 10 seats. So based on the number of people on your team or whatever the case may be, you have to pay for your seats. All right. So I always go to see all the features to compare like the individual things. So calendar control, what it is I can do in free, what it is I can't do. And so before I make a purchasing decision, and this, it should be a best practice for anyone. If any solution that you are going to go through, look through and go through, do your due diligence and do your research to see if this is the tool for you. There's so many options available. So if there's specific things that you are looking for, I do advise that you go into that features page and really look to see what you can get, the most you can get out of that solution if you are going to pay either $10 per month or $15 per month. All right. So I would go through it. They do have discounts for people who are students, nonprofit startups, or switch if you're switching a provider. Maybe you are using Calendly or Motion. You can get 20% off if you're coming or you're switching over from those apps as well. All right. So we are going to actually start setting up inside of Reclaim. I'm going to connect this to one of my Google workspace calendars, and we're going to explore what are some of the features and what this platform can actually do. So I'm going to hit on Get Started to the top right. All right. So it gives me two options. The first option is either to agree and sign up with Google or agree and sign up with Outlook. They haven't added the integration for Apple Calendar, which we need it. Thank you very much. But for some of us do use our Apple Calendar. At least for me, I use Apple Calendar. So that would have been a very good option to have as well. So I'm going to click on agree and sign up with Google. I'm going to choose this one for now. I'm going to go through all the process. All right. And so it's going to actually bring you to a place where this is like called a onboarding process for the solution. So it's going to tell you exactly, connect your calendar, tell Reclaim what you want to make time for, and it can literally auto schedule your week around what's important. So let's put this to the test and see how it goes. Let me move some stuff around. Again, if you have any questions as we're going through the demo, please let me know and I will get to it later on. So I'm going to hit on continue. All right, so it's going to ask me to connect to my work calendar. So I'm going to hit on connect with Google. I'm going to choose the same account. Connect. All right, so at this point, it's asking me to access additional or have additional access to my Google account, whether it's to view and edit events on the calendar and see and download any calendar you can access using Google Calendar. So at this point, I'm going to choose all and I'm going to click on continue. All right. And then I'm going to click continue again. So it's going to ask me what brings me to Reclaim. I'm going to say just for personal use or personal use for work, team or company use. What best describes me? I'm just going to put exec at this point. What is my department? Ooh, founder or C-suite. All right. So at this point, it's going to ask me what brings you to Reclaim. Select which features most interest you most you're most interested in setting up right now. You can always set up more later. So it's giving me 4 recommended things to start with: habits, scheduling links, buffer time, calendar sync. All right. So I'm gonna leave it as it is right now. If I didn't want this, I think I can deselect it. Right. You can deselect. All right. Click on continue. All right. So right off the bat, it's saying habits are smarter, more flexible ways for you to have reoccurring routines. And I think they do give you quite a lot of options that you can choose from. You can choose something that is very close to you. So I do have a lunch. I can modify this. I will take this one off. So I do have focus time. And let me see. You can actually go through this. Mm, okay, I'll add exercise to the list. So I would say with 4 habits for now. Let's say 4. Morning catch up. I'll take that one off. So I'll do the 3 habits for now. Lunch, focus time, and exercise. I'm going to hit on continue. All right, so creating schedule links. So this is like your booking links. If you have like discovery calls or you may have client follow-up calls and you want to use Reclaim scheduling, you can do so. So they have automatically created one for me. I'm going to leave it as it is. So I'm going to click on continue. and then it takes me to the auto schedule buffer time. So when it comes to, and this is something that I used to set up for my clients in their CRMs, is like when I'm like structuring their back end of their business, is having a calendar that works for them and not the other way around, where your calendar is running your show and your time. And so basically, when it comes to buffer time, you should not be having meetings back to back to back to back. Book and busy equals you can become tired very quickly. And so if you know you're in high demand, whether you have client follow-up calls or you put out that you accept discovery calls, you want to have buffer times between each meeting. So between each meeting, you can have like a 50-minute break, or you can have a 20-minute or 30-minute or even hour. Again, it's based on how you structure your day and how you run your schedule and your calendar. So it's always a good practice to have a buffer time. So I'm going to actually turn that on. And also you can have travel time if you have to travel to a specific location, or if a travel itinerary comes on your calendar, you can also have a travel time added to your as a buffer time, 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after uh your appointment. Okay, so it can copy events from you with a personal calendar sync. So I currently have this, and it's going to be either you can either reset it, or if you want to copy events from one calendar into the other, you can do so. I think for now, I'm pretty much, there's nothing on that calendar, I assume. So I'm just going to skip this. All right. And then you can actually create your team. But at this point, I'm just going to do it because I don't have a team at the moment. So I'm going to hit unfinish. And so what Reclaim is going to do, based on that onboarding series that it took me through, it's going to start auto scheduling your calendar. All right. All right. So I'm on a trial. Okay, so I'm getting the pro features as well. All right. So here's where it's the home or the dashboard. And here's where it's saying nice to see you. And these are the basics. These are tutorials and learning more information. You have concept, features, settings, and so forth. So you can come in here and actually go through your settings. You can set up your calendars. If you want to add another calendar, another Google account, you can do so. And I think on the paid version, you can add multiple Google accounts. With the free, it's only one account you can have, right? Also, you can set up your teams from here. You can actually have team templates as well. What your invite settings would actually look like, and so forth. All right, so I'm gonna go into planner on the left. So based on what the onboarding questions were in terms of the habits, notice right off the bat on the calendar, it is showing me that they have already put in those habits on the calendar. All right, they have put in the habits on the calendar. So my lunchtime is between 12 and 1 p.m., but they also put my focus time. Now, the focus time for me might be a bit different because at different days, different intervals, I can have different focus times. All right. And so I'm going to do for 7 days. All right. So you can actually switch this out if it needs to be 1 to 5. And it does give you the option to edit it. So if you click and you click on that little pencil to the right, you can edit this. So you know it's your focus time, whether it's a medium priority, high, critical, or low priority. The calendar to schedule the events on, and you also have your color and category. For me, I love a color code if it's solo work, Or if you're doing a co-working space, you can also add that in as well. All right. So the first thing I like to do, let me go into settings. I'm just gonna click OK on this. All right. All right, settings. All right, so I'm gonna go into colors first. So this is the color for team meetings. So you can adjust the category colors. Oh, so I'll put that there. If I'm doing solo work, it needs to be bright. If it's personal, I'll put it in blue. Travel and logistics, I'll put it in green. If it's external meeting, I may put it in red, tomato. One-on-one, I'm going to put it in that lavender color. All right. Okay. And my scheduling, I can state my intervals, start time intervals. If it's 8:15, I may want to take off the 8:45. So may do increments of either on the hour or a 30 minute, um, based on how I work and maybe the time that I want and how long that meeting will actually be. Right. All right. So my hours, I would definitely need to state what my default working hours will be. So I going to remove Friday. Uh should remove Friday altogether. All right. So I'm just gonna say I'm not working on Friday. Um When it comes to clients, I may take off Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And this is how I'm setting it up based on how I work. Again, you can adjust this based on how you work and how your business is actually structured or how you do with your creative work. You can structure it to your liking. So I'm most times it's going to be I'm setting this working hours for the scheduler. So I would say from 9 to 2, right? On 12 to 5, and on Thursday 9 to 2, right? Something to that effect. All right. If I'm to actually have working hours set, also meeting hours, I can stipulate, well, okay, I only take meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. You can adjust these timings and well as well. And this is for Eastern for me. Just put that to 4. Right? Because you do definitely have other things to do. Personal hours. um, I would say from 5 in the morning to 8. And I'll put the AM here. Okay, 8 a.m. So Sundays I will take out Saturday and Sunday because I don't work on those days. But for put this AM. All right. Oh, sorry, 6 to 8. So this is my personal time between 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. I am not doing any work. So I just want the calendar and the AI to actually know that. And so I'm gonna go back. My buffers for tasks, I would say an hour. I'm pretty flexible with that. When it comes to events, 30 minutes will do. That's okay. Anytime after meetings, I would definitely put 30 minutes. Video conferencing. Once it's a video conference, and most of the times those are the meetings, I'm gonna leave it at 30 minutes and show as busy and no other details. All right. And this is when you're setting up working hours and these buffer times, you are essentially creating boundaries for yourself, keeping you accountable and holding you accountable. And I mean, there are days when you are going to work either outside of your stipulated time, but just having it there holds you accountable. And also, this is creating boundary not only for yourself, and you are developing that discipline of having a schedule. And even if you later on you hire somebody to work with you, they can come into your structure and they can follow suit or work within the guidelines of your schedule as well. So it's very important to have this, like, really sit down and think about what your ideal working day would look like, how many hours you want to spend on doing certain things, flesh that out on paper or however you journal. And then before you come into the AI platform or even your native calendar, you want to ensure that you have that clarity, and then you can apply it in the platforms that you are going to be using. Right. For me, it's easy off the bat because I already have a structure to my days. And so it's easy for me to like just put this in very quickly. Right. Interested to see the integration. So it does integrate with Zoom, which is important because everybody uses Zoom. Um, and they don't really have much with their integrations. These are the other platforms that they integrate on. Right. So I'm going to head back into my planner. And so my exercise, that depends on the given day too. Sometimes I like to do my walk 6 a.m. in the morning. So I would put that in. So in a case like this, I would say that is definitely personal. Mm, and I would save that. Right. Come on. Right. And again, based on how I'm actually doing um my calendar, I would move around stuff because sometimes lunch can be at 11:30, it can be at 2 p.m. depending on the day, but most of the times I would definitely like to have my lunch between 1 and 2 p.m. So sometimes my focus time may either move down between 2 to 4 depending on what it is I'm doing. And so again, it does a pretty good job. Of course, there is a lot of fine tuning I would do with that. Um, all right, so let me see with the focus time over here. Um, I'm just say this is personal, right? Happens weekly, 5 times a week, Monday to Friday. The ideal time is 6 a.m. and the duration is for, I would say, 4 to 5 minutes. Minimum, I'll leave it at that. So starting date, we leave it at this. If I want, I can have a reminder, right? If it's visible, if it's private, right? So I'm going to hit on save, right? So once I put that in, it's going to automatically schedule that out from 6 to 6:30, right? And then with the focus time, that is dependent on the given day and what I have on my actual schedule from other meetings and so forth. So these are your priorities, and then they do give you tasks. So I'm interested to see how the task is if I have to edit a video. All right, how long that takes me? Maybe 2 hours. It gives me the option to split it, which is a good thing. right? So minimum duration 30 minutes. I can say 1 hour, right? The maximum 2 hours, working hours during the working hours. And maybe I can set a due date. It's actually due on Wednesday. All right, let me hit create. All right, so it actually goes from 9 to 11. Now, if I have something tomorrow between 9 to 11 on that calendar, it may not go here, but this is just a suggestion. I can always go in here and say start task now. So if I click on start task now, it's actually going to record the time I'm actually spending. So notice it's showing you in progress. This is really good because those who need to keep track of their time, this is going to be important if you are a creative who do work for other people and you build them based on time spent on the project. This is going to be super helpful for you. So I can hit on stop and then I can mark done. I can set the priority and so forth. All right, I can lock time, add time, snooze, due date, view details, and so forth. So this is actually a task. So the task is outlined with this dotted line around it. All right. Okay, so we have priorities, we have tasks. Let me go over here on the left. So we have the priorities, critical, high priority, medium, and low priority. Critical is having lunch. That's crazy. You need to eat. So that's important. All right. So high priority in this case is editing that video tomorrow. All right. As you continually use it, it will give you a breakdown of your stats, how much time you actually spending on different tasks, your habits, and so forth. All right. So this is a pretty good because you need to see how you're doing well with your productivity. If you have a team, it also gives you your team stats as well, which is a very good thing to have to see where time is being wasted and how you can maximize your time to get more done. So this is a really good analytics to have. Um this is really good. All right, then you have your individual tasks. You can actually come in here and do tasks. I'm interested to see with the tasks. Mm, it's my privacy. All right, so make the task private, and you can make it public. But because I'm sharing it, it's important. But one thing I would have liked to see, do they actually give you the option to do subtasks? Because a task can have multiple different steps. And so these are some of the finer things that I would look for with some of these platforms as well. I know it's just an AI, but still I will be looking to see if I'm able to actually put in subtasks, because in order to edit this video, there are multiple different things that I may need to get done in order for this to actually take place. All right. So these are some of the intricacies that I'm looking for. You can add your notes, which is really good. All right, and you can start logging your work. That is good. All right, so we have our habits, and this is where we can actually come in and make the changes. They're telling me the ideal time is 4 p.m., but 4 p.m. that sun is too hot, especially in the summer. Nobody got time for that. So I think I have set it to this. So I would definitely have to use my ideal time is 6 a.m. My lunch, I may adjust that. Maybe it would be 12, maybe 1, 2, depending on the given day. But just having that habit of taking lunch is important. If you need to schedule a 30-minute nap, like I had to do today, put it on your schedule as well. You need to nap. If you need your 30-minute nap, please go ahead and schedule it. It's okay. You have the freedom to do so. All right. And What I would do, I would remove the. I know they keep saying that the ideal time is 4 p.m., but I know to myself, I'm not doing 4 p.m. My focus time, however, what I would change, I would say my ideal time for focus. And the thing is, this is kind of pulling from other activities that has happened in this very same calendar uh in previous months. I'm most productive between 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. So focus time for me usually falls between the morning. Anytime after 12 p.m., I cannot strategize or be creative or be, focus in. Anytime after 12, I'm doing admin work or very light work. So it's actually pulling habits from your previous activities on your calendar. So that's why it's giving me the focus time, the ideal time 6 a.m., but the exercise is at 4 p.m. All right. So we have smart meetings. So basically is you can actually create a smart meetings. Let's see what this is. So you can put in your meeting time as if you're manually scheduling a smart meeting, but it's a team meeting, external meeting, one-on-one, solo work, or whatever that looks like. It gives you the option to put in the attendees by email. You can also add your video conference link or location. If it's a Google Meet or if it's a Zoom integration, again, you can integrate Zoom into Reclaim. Seeing that your Google calendar is added, you can also add your Google Meet to the meeting. It gives you the scheduling. So because I had put in the meeting working times is either Tuesdays and Thursday, notice it just pinpoint those, it highlight these two ideal days, which is Tuesdays and Thursdays. And the ideal time is between 2 p.m. because it's reading off all the things that I have put onto that calendar. So if there is a pop-up meeting that you may have to do, this is a great way to add it based on all the settings that you would have put in before. Right. Calendar syncs. It actually syncs your calendar, and then we have the scheduling links. So if it's a high priority meeting, it's 1 hour. If it's a flexible quick meeting, 50 minutes. So they have kind of created three different meeting links. If it's a short 15-minute meeting, this is it. I'm interested to see what that booking page actually looks like. Okay, so it's a quick meeting, time zone. It allows the person, notice the only days that are available for meetings, because I have specifically selected that, is Tuesdays and Thursdays. And notice the times are here in the increments of on the hour or that 30-minute mark. So if it's 10:30, if I tap on next, I'm able to put in my name, email, and a message, and then I can hit confirm. So that's what their booking link actually looks like. I'm interested to see new link. All right, so you have organizers. All righty. So in reality, this kind of replaces, and I'm not saying it's going to replace Calendly. I was a person back in the day used to use Calendly heavily, but this is an integration of your booking links. If you want that all in one, like a booking link to just keep your calendar organized, you can use theirs as well. But one of the things I really wanted to see if you were able to follow your brand guidelines, because I know a lot of persons, a lot of companies and creators have either a brand guide that they follow with colors. So it does give you the option to remove the reclaim branding. And once somebody either completes their booking, you can redirect them to a specific page of your liking or so forth, or you can add a custom survey. So that is really good. There isn't too much if I remove it. All right, so there isn't too much on that. So let me see something. All right. Mm. Right. Client follow up sessions. I want to see something. So the event title be the host and the name. Um, it's a client follow up session with. I might actually put in the attendee. All right. Just take all of this out. So there's customization that you can actually have in here. So the organizer is me. The meeting hours I'm gonna use meeting hours. Is going to be not this one, might be my Google Meet. If I had multiple people, maybe you have a agency where your prospective clients can meet with multiple different people. This you can add them as your team in your team list in settings, and so you can do that round robin pool where it looks for people's availability. And so this is really great if you have multiple team members who can jump on discovery calls. Right. All right. So the priority for this, I will put it at a medium priority. The duration is 30 minutes. Um, the scheduling time. Now, this is important. If you're setting up a booking link, as a rule of thumb, I would not advise people because we have a million things to do in a given day. I would not let somebody book either the same day. And again, it's based on the policies of your business because depending on the nature of the booking and depending on the nature of how you have to prepare for that call, you may need a full working day or full business day to prepare for that call. So for me, it's like either the start of the next bookable day or week, depending on how your schedule is, or if you have a specific start date. If you're doing rolling time, like 4 hours from a booking time, you can do so. But I would, as a preference for me, I would use next bookable day so they can actually book the next day or so. Right. And the link settings, I will just, yeah, I think I'll leave it at this. All right, leave it at the page. The icon for this, I might just put the coffee because this being thing. All right, and I'm gonna hit on create. All right. One of the other things I saw but I didn't do is that I can take it off the page. So I can hide this because this is not a public um something, so it's not going to show. So they actually have a bookings page that shows all your meetings. So this is really good. And again, this is a good option for people who are now starting out and you don't want to be spending money. You want to budget and have like less subscriptions. This is a good starting point for bookings. So the hidden links, I can actually still share this. Alrighty. So I can actually copy the link. Let me see. Go to the console for clients. All right, so the console for clients. Okay, perfect. So preferred time, the actual calendar is actually telling them, but it's all dependent on the person and their availability as well. And again, like I said, this is for more or less people who are now starting out with accepting calls or discovery calls. This is a good starting point um that they've brought into Reclaim AI. All right, so that covers the scheduling links. Um, one of the things I would admit with these type of solutions, give it a full 30-day try. See how it works. You adjust accordingly as the days go by. And if it works for you and this is something that you like, you can go ahead and do it. You continually use it. If it's not for you, then you can go back into the market for something else. But this Reclaim AI is for me, as far as like a first impression. This is a good start to time management. One of the things that I really like is the priorities as well as the habits that you can actually put in, not only from a personal perspective, but also just having healthy habits as a business owner, as a creative. I do believe that this is very important to have on your calendar as well. So this is really good. If you have like team meetings, you can also include it in the habits as well. If you meet every Monday, every Friday, if there is a thing where you have to batch record content, and you do this every month, that's a habit for you every month. I would definitely put it as a new habit in here as well. All right. But like I said, AI like this, I would definitely try it out for 30 days, see how best it works for you, and then you can make your assumption if this is something that you are going to continuously work with over time, if you're going to switch it out, if it's going to work with you for your productivity and time management and all the things. All right. So I'm a bit more old school in that I love like doing that weekly exercise. It's ingrained inside of me, just doing that weekly exercise of fleshing out everything that I have to do for the week. And you guys saw that in last week's live. If you missed it, you can always go back and check that out on how I actually plan my week. But again, I just wanted to share with you guys the options that are available. So this is just one of many AI tools that you can integrate into your calendar. One of the other things I want to show you guys is how it actually looks on the Google Calendar. That is what I forgot to share you. So let me log in and then I'm going to share my screen. Now, the good thing about it is that Google actually integrates with the Apple Calendar. So if you're integrating your Google Calendar into your Apple Calendar, it's going to trickle down into the different calendars that you have sharing. But on the Google side, whoop, whoop, this is what it actually looks like on the Google Calendar. And notice those habits are already, they've run it until April 18th. And again, you have to try a tool for X amount of days for that AI, no matter which model, whether you're using ChatGPT or whichever AI model, remember it's learning behavior. That's basically artificial intelligence. It's learning the behavior of the user in a specific model. So for the next X amount of days, if I'm to use Reclaim, it's going to be learning based on how I set up my calendar daily or weekly. It's going to learn and it's going to adjust the habits, is going to adjust the timing based on what I would have input and how I'm completing tasks on a daily basis. So in the let me switch to week. Oh, we pull it back up on month. So in the Google Calendar of itself, notice that it's coming in here. So tell me focus time is between 6 and 6:30. All right. And it's also showing the source, which is the Reclaim Habit. It's private. And also I have my lunch at 1 p.m. and it's telling me the best time to exercise is at 4 p.m. And again, it's the AIs are always learning your behavior. So as you input and you continuously use it, it's going to learn you and it's going to adjust your schedule accordingly, right? So let me know in the chat if this is something that you're gonna try out. And again, this is just one of many options that you can actually use. There are a ton of different options available, but this is just one that you can actually use. All right. So, whew, that's a lot. All right. So, I'm super excited that you guys are here tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. But before you leave, if you want my exact system, all right, if you want my exact system on how I'm able to stay consistent, I know that a lot of content creators are struggling with time blocking and time management. And if you need to have a structure and you want to copy my exact system, the Creative Flow Kit is available for purchase. The link is in the description. Uh, Inside of the Creative Flow Kit, you're able to plan, create, and organize your content with ease. Reducing burnout, you're going to get two major Notion templates from me. Those two Notion templates, one is my content flow planner. That planner actually is what I use on a weekly and daily basis to not only plan my content that goes out to social or my newsletter community or my email community, but it also is my planner for all things content, editorial, all the things. I plan and I keep track of it on the content planner. So I'm literally giving you guys the content flow planner. I'm also giving you my project manager. That is how I'm able to keep on top of major tasks and projects inside of my business, as well as um client projects and all the things. You're going to also get some email templates and workflow templates that you can plug and play, meaning that you can actually um copy the templates and you can put it into your different systems, whether you're using a CRM or email marketing platform, and you can use them as a template so that you can, instead of having to think what to write somebody if they reach out to you to work with you, there are templates in there for you. Also, I have given you the productivity cheat sheet, and that is a productivity cheat sheet of 5 things that you need to have as a content creator and a business owner. You have my 3-step autopilot guide. I'm literally breaking down how you can seamlessly automate your workflow as a content creator. Now, here what is the beautiful part of it. I do have another 3-step system that I will be adding to the Creator Flow Kit. It is called the Content Capture, Organize, and Action System. It's actually a framework that I have developed from my phone. So inside of that kit, I'm going to be adding it in the next coming weeks. In that, if you purchase the flow kit, you're going to actually get a breakdown of how I'm able to take a concept, whether I'm on the go, I may come up with a great content idea. I can either do a voice memo or type it, and it goes directly into Notion, and from Notion I'm able to organize it into my content flow planner. So I am going to be adding that whole system, and it's totally automated. So I'm going to be adding that in the next coming weeks to the kit as a bonus. So if you're interested to get the Creator Flow Kit, please hit the link in the bio. If you're viewing this on the replay, it's going to be in the link in the description. Sorry, it's going to be in the description, and you can read up on how you can get your Creator Flow Kit. All right, so thank you guys so much for tuning in to tonight's live stream. I hope that this walkthrough um, was informative, and I hope that you give Reclaim AI a try. Until the next live stream, have a very pleasant evening and a productive week. As always, stay productive and focused, and I'll see you guys back in the next video. Bye.